Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I'm picking up on the 28th of February 1957, which is some distance on from the end of the last video. And the reason for that is that I've originally started to play on a little bit into the winter to try and give my construction crews a chance to catch up on the backlog of jobs that's available. I'm also hoping to get our rail construction trains start to get a little bit of going as well. But then I got a bit wrapped up with a couple of problems which will be the focus of this video. Well, they're not strictly problems, they're just strategic decisions is probably the better way to describe it, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this part. But before that, I just want to give you a bit of an update where we are. What I've done here, this is where my unemployment is. You can see we've now got 8% unemployment, and it's all mainly up in this area here. If I click on here and I show you the unemployment, so we've got lots and lots of people in here. So I'm kind of pouring lots of residents into this area, but they got no work. I did build a town hall to try and suck up some of it. I also started to get quite a lot of over 21, so the economy is starting to get a critical mass, which is going to need to be fixed overall. I think also I've got a little bit of unemployment over here. Oh, this is where the fire is. Oh, this is my, they fixed it. Oh, as you see, we've also got a bit of unemployment here, but I've got an idea for fixing this. If you watched the last video, you'll be aware that I reduced the number of my messages. You can see that turning off the orphanage is, I still got 14 pages of messages, but it's not as bad as it was. Just get rid of that orphanage. Now, one thing I want to do is a lot of work in this area. Up over here, we've got, well, this area is pretty stable, but what I've been trying to do is use my new road crew to try and push out this area here so that we can get these roads asphalted, because the more I think about it, the more I'd like to develop this area down here, but that's going to be something long term as well. So what I want to do is gradually push this road through to improve the road speed through here, but at the same time I've got to be aware that we can't disrupt this production too much, although we don't have that much in the way of crops. Of course, all the moment the trucks go all the way round. Up in the north, we've made a little bit of progress during the winter. I'm also asphalting roads here just to try and push. I'm asphalting this road here and this road here. But what we really need to do, as you can see again, we've got some unemployment in this area. But I think what we need to do now is start shifting the focus on getting this up and running, so that we can get our residents out of this camp and get them into a proper functioning town. Although the problem could be drainage and one or two other problems. Now, we've had a small success here in the fact that we got the food factory working, although we are still working on the pedestrian underpasses here. What I've got now is a bus. We've got a bus here, and what we're going to do is set the bus to that. I think we're only gonna, I mean, this is capable of carrying 40 passengers. I think we're gonna reduce this down to about 60. Tell them to pick up that, and then we're gonna send the workers up to here, this bus stop, and we're just gonna release that. What I've done here is I've got the power station here, which will supply the power. So we're probably going to get a fairly irregular food supply going in this area, which could be a bit of a problem. But at the same time, I just want to ensure that we got at least some food and alcohol production here. And then eventually, once that's all sorted, we can work on it a little bit more. Now, I'm also trying to build this silo. I think I'll check, yep, and this cargo connection, because I've suspended exporting of crops. Simply because it's the border post here got a little bit crowded. Let's let the game run a little bit faster. And so maybe when this road is upgraded, go back to exporting crops, because at the moment we've got about 3,300 at the moment. But of course, if we can get the food and alcohol being produced, we got a premium export there to make some money. So that is the current situation here. I think once we got this finished, we will then move our focus onto this area here, get this town built up. And then, but what I want to do is talk about a couple of things, problems that I'm going to have to face. And I've been looking at this railway line, and I think it's going to take me ages to actually build the railway track through to there. So, and also there's another problem in the sense that although this is electrified railway, we've still got to put power connections in to be able to ensure that there's enough power in the tracks to support the trains. So I've been kind of thinking how I can do that, because if I draw the map up here, if I draw a single power line all the way through to there, it won't work. And of course, the problem is we need to move communities out to provide the fire protection to protect the actual transformers. So I have a plan, and I can't do much at the moment, but I do have a little bit of a beginnings of a plan. Also, while I was looking at here, I actually found that there's a bit of an error here anyway that needs to be fixed. So I'm going to take advantage of that. That section of track, take that back, and we're going to put in a power connection here. And we're going to, come on. Why won't that connect to there? Wrong with this. I think there was a short section of track there. So we're going to connect that to there, to there. That's going to be another power connection. Now I've got to build a road bridge over here to make the road connection, but at the moment, if I try and do anything out here, I will get, say, no constructor available. And the idea is that what I'm going to do here is build a small town of about 1,000 people, so that I can ensure fire protection from this, and also possibly, protect this area in general. Now the problem is, why would I want to build a town here? And I was kind of thinking a little bit about why I'd want to build a town here. And I'm starting to think tourism, because we're not that far away from the border, because we're only up here. And if I could get when the train line comes out, we're going to need to bring a train line here, supply food and all the essentials to this small village here, because I don't really want to drag them out on this road. In fact, there's a good chance eventually this road will go into disrepair once we got the community out here. There's no reason to have this road. So the idea is we're going to push this road through for the construction crews, but the road itself, in long term, won't be in use. So what I'm thinking is a small community here, then we'll push all the way up to, say, about, well, we've already got a map name on the map here. Another small community, saying about this area, kind of looking for flattish areas. There we are. That's probably an ideal location here. So in fact, I'm just going to put this in as a reminder that if I take out a section of track here, something like that, and we'll put another one of these in just here. I can't understand why that always never wants to connect. What is go away? And then hopefully that will connect to there. It's connected. And then we'll have another small community just tucked in here. And of course, the other advantage of that is that eventually we can run a power line down here. Again, I think this area here doesn't have any real resources, see, because this is really a farming area. So what we're going to build is two small towns through here, which will then, well, they'll be built as the railway expands. Now, the next problem is that this area is going to run out of work eventually, because they're going to keep building. And that actually helps me from the point of view of the long distance communication. So what we're going to be looking now at is ports, but first things first, I just want to build another building here, which I'm considering, because I was trying to think of ways to make money. And you've got to remember is that as the building scales back, our steel mill up there will be able to create a surplus of steel. And if I actually show you the economy, and if we go to mechanical components, if we sell mechanical components, we get 2,125, and steel is 1,258. And so I was kind of looking at manufacturing mechanical components, and I've got this factory here, and you can see that 27 tons of steel turns into 18 tons of mechanical components, but there's still a profit margin there. So what I'm thinking is to put in a mechanical component factory. I don't want the full size one, because the full size one is like that, and this will produce oh, that's 22. That takes 150 workers. Let me just see, maybe the full size one. This is 180 workers. We could put the full size one in here like that. No, I think this looks more compact. I think. I mean, we'll still be consuming 27 tons of steel a day, which is probably more than the output of that steel mill. So what I want to do is just put this in about there. I'm going to angle it slightly. Now this has got a storage of 17 tons of mechanical components. So I don't really want to put a small warehouse there, because I don't think it's going to could be justified. Let me just check. We've got 50 tons of mechanical components. We could put, say, for argument's sake, we could put 50 tons. Is that 50 tons? Let me just see. Where's the warehouse? We got a small warehouse there, but I think I'd rather pull the mechanical components directly, because the problem is if I put a warehouse like this and then put a cargo station on, it won't pull from the mechanical components that are inside of the building. So I don't think I'm going to do that, but what I'm going to do is put a small open store just there to deliver some steel in, like that. And then I think, well, seeing we're here, we got a small cargo station in, like that. Put you there to there to there, and then we'll put you up to there. So what we're going to do is build this in. Then what I might do is put in a warehouse. We got this warehouse here which we can use to store mechanical components. So what we can do is take the mechanical components from there and put them in there. Now there's no power to this area. There's also no water, which then leads into another problem which I kind of spotted during the winter. So if I come into here, just get that, turn that off, put the one, and if we go underground, what I've got developing is, see the overload here coming down from there, and then we've got this pipe here gets overloaded from time to time as well. And over here the water supply isn't it's working, but you can see the pressure's a little bit low, especially if we start to put another small accommodation in there. So what I'm considering is not a pumping station, is putting in a say something We do infrastructure. Okay, we can get that there. That will strengthen the water supply to that area. And of course, I'm not going to make the mistake I've been making. Put you there. We got this here. Now, I've got some plans for out here, which may involve water as well. So, well, I just want to check the water. So, what I'm thinking is to put in a water switch about here. There's some cables, pipes there. We can put it in about there. It's about there. And then we're gonna run this switch is powerful enough to another connection in there. Okay, we're gonna have to kind of run around the buildings a bit. I'm gonna put a connection in there like that. Gonna get this, allocate this to there. Can't do that one at the moment. I'm just going to build that, and then this is where I find out that the footpath connection won't work. Yes, it will. Okay, like that, and then run there. Get the guys started on that. So we've now, so what that would do is guarantee a stronger water supply to this area. Also give water to the mechanical component factory there. Now the next thing I want to talk about is to do with the brick factory. I can come into here. You see that the pollution here spreads into here, and it's predominantly coming from this brick factory. So I'm going to want to move this brick factory, and there's a good reason for actually doing that. And that is that we're going to go into the shipping business by building some ports along here. But and so I think what we're going to do now is just plan some shipping. I think I would like a medium dock, because truthfully for a map you only really need one shipping dock. Can I get that? I'd like to get that as close in as possible to there. This isn't an ideal coastline. I actually did a little bit of a practice plan for this, because I was a little bit worried about the steepness of the coastline here. So we now got that there. And oh, whoops, turn that off. Make sure we can get the road out. The road will come out of there. Now the next thing I want to do is put in a medium harbour, because if we're producing steel and components and other stuff here, what I want to do is to be able to send stuff across the map, and also receive. Again, it's not going to be quite so good, is it? And we're going to put in, what's my favourite big warehouse? Well, that's gone straight away. Okay, that's actually gone in. I also want a fairly large, I want a 3 open store. I don't want that one. Oh, we now got that in there. So we got that built in there. Now the final thing I want to put in is an aggregate port. To see. I think because kind of this one is a little bit more speculative, because I'm thinking export should be able to ship coal along the ports. So say we can put that in there. So the idea is this can ship coal, because we got the coal mine here, up here, and the coal mine's doing quite well actually. So what I'm thinking is that we can get more out of this coal mine than what we've got at the moment. So we're going to have a coal mine port kind of aggregate storage type thingy here. And then what we're going to need is, let me just see. I'd like to have a large aggregate store here. Maybe that the other way. And this will be for coal. And possibly, oh, we could put two in actually and put one for gravel. But I'm not convinced that I'm going to need one for gravel, to be honest. Because gravel's one of these things that maybe you want it, maybe you don't want it. But come in here. I think it's just going to be coal. And of course, one thing we're going to need is fuel. Fuel for the ships is going to be a bit tricky, and it could be a bit expensive. But I think we may have to import that and just keep it going. I don't think I can get a pumping station in here. Could possibly put one on the other side. So we've got quite a complex port complex here. Now, the next thing I want to do is do something about that brick factory. And I'm thinking to put it down here. So if I come in here, factory, I don't feel that it needs to be any bigger than it already is. This produces 15 tons of bricks. What's the base game brick factory? Curiosity, asphalt, bricks. How many bricks, tons of bricks? You produce 51 tons of bricks. Go the whole hog and actually build the. Was that connected the wrong way? Could we flip it that way? How's the level here? One could be a bit icky. We could push it up a little bit further away up into this area. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why it has to be down this area because there's no power in this area, but that's no problem. I think if we put you about here, it's not going to create a platform. We just push this. Actually, if we put it about there, a bit further out. You could make this as a primary source of bricks, but we'd have to ship it out by rail that way or by boat that way. Now that could be an option. So what we would need is here is a fairly large open store. Probably that way round. Yeah, I think if we go this way, let's just go grand scale. It might not work, but who cares? Got to get down to there, but we can come round the back now. So we've got a brick factory here. Now what I'm thinking is that once the main construction's finished in this area, we'll take this brick factory down and we'll use this extension to bring the coal down into this area. Now the next problem I got is railways, and we got this power line here which I don't really need for the moment, so we're going to get rid of this power line here. I think it was not really built very well, so we're just going to get rid of you. And what that should do is open up some power connections there, and just to be on the safe side, what we're going to do is put in a power substation here. Get into this corner here, like that. And don't need. gravel. Hook you into there. Then we're going to run a... What's that? Your problem? Yeah, yeah, I know you've got electricity problem because I just pulled up your power cable. And then we're going to come here. And I want to come off of this one. So I still might want to run power cables that way. Oh, look at that. We got a nice long span there. Not quite. Okay, we're just going to have to go with that. And then we'll just get that. Just make sure that is fully connected through. Yep. That gives us a power connection to there. And then what I can do then is come off of here, go up slightly that angle, and put that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double this up so that this actually gets maximum amount of power there. Now the next thing we got to do is have a look around the map before we move to the next stage, which is connecting all this up with respect to what we need to do. So let me just come. Let me just check the roads up here. So I do want the road crew guys. Got a little bit of time at the moment. But we're only on the April. We can build that road there. Step 5 is the High Valley road crew. We got that. Get that built. Don't think there's anything else. Oh, one thing I am considering, sorry, is that because we've got such a big workforce here, I am considering a prison. Now, as far as I know, prisons don't actually cause any pollution or anything, do they? This is circuit breaker. So what I'm thinking is to put a prison on this corner, if I could get it. Take advantage of all that workforce. So say I can put a prison in about there. I mean, it's got heating, it's got water, it's got power. But come on, you can do it, game. Game where just put you there. Straight to... Now, I don't need any prison capacity. In fact, the prison I've got over here is still well below capacity. And the prison that I had up here is... where has it gone? I've gone too far. This prison, kind of... I think I'm going to just get rid of it. Don't really need it anymore. And we'll just tidy up this area here. It's served its purpose, but it's a little bit out of date. Take that out there. And that gives us a little bit of space there to put something in should I need it. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll have a big prison up in that area. And if any of you know if there's any consequences of having a prison too close to your residential area, feel free. But in some ways it kind of fits well with the having the secret police and the police there, not the orphanage, the police there. So we've got a kind of security corner here. Now, so we got that area there, and I'm just going to scoot back up to here, see what's going on, see if we are actually producing any. We've got 18 tons of. Okay, Now at the moment, let me just have a quick look, see. It's these guys who are picking up the food. Can do for the moment is put you on directly on the warehouse. Now the reason I'm putting them directly on the warehouse is that we've got food in here, But what will happen is the cargo shed won't pull through a warehouse to the food factory. So I don't think we've got any workers yet. I think this is still being built as it was called. Okay, looks like I haven't actually allocated workers to this. Bit of a fail. It seems we built the tunnel, but not everything else. Let me just see. Can we get a footpath there? Is that actually connected? I don't think the game will actually build that, will they? Let me just see. No, it won't build that. There's no actual physical connection through the bus stop. Bus stop's one of the few buildings that won't actually put a physical connection through. I think what we will do is do that then. What should happen now is that will connect there. So we'll just let that go. Once this is connected, we'll have the alcohol in here as well. And of course, we need this to get built. I mean, how's the queue here? Well, we don't exactly have a massive queue there, so I think what we can do is get these guys back on exporting some stuff border for a little while. So just export that, make a little bit more cash. Actually, how many jobs has we got here? We got just this being built. I think what I might do is add that as well. And I think the road crew is not. We'll put the road crew on there to carry on doing deliveries. And I think I need, right, this road's been built through here. I think the next road we need to asphalt is up to, what's that there? There's a footpath just there. I don't think that footpath is actually going anywhere, so we'll just take that out. Come to here. I mean, push comes to shove, I can always put it back on and in again. Just allocate you. Start to build these roads out a little bit. Quick check of the bus platform. So, looking good. And we're just going to keep these guys working. And now we're going to do is come back to this area here. So we got our factory there. Now, I've already got this needs to be built. That. And oh, we need this built as well. What I've done is the meat locker was over there, but what I've done is actually put it to there. Now, what I want to do is, now we've got rid of that power line here, is because this is the connection point there, and I don't want to bring the traffic through our actual town. So what I'm going to do is we got the overhead power lines there. This is being built. This is good. What I want to do is go over this railway line here with a road. I mean, ideally I would like to go through here, but I don't think it will actually do it. Actually, if we go with the bridge with the widest beam bridge might actually be a bit more operative. No, it won't. Okay, we're going to just go with the concrete bridge. Why won't that? Let me just get that down. Come from this side. Okay, that will. I can just get you there, and then drop you down here. I want to get up a bit. The road connect to the end of that. No, it won't, because there's still a little bit of bridge to be built down here. sometimes the game just won't let you make that final connection, and then we'll connect you there. That gives us a road there. Got that connection there. We've got this connection here. What I'm going to do is we're going to need to bring workers out to here. So I think we'll do the primary road first. Through here. And we'll run you down through to there. You can connect there. And then we can pick a road up from here. You can go up through to there. You can slope too steep. Okay, we'll put that one in because it's tricky. And then we can connect in. Oops, this one didn't connect. Actually, what I haven't put in here is the. We'll connect to you up through there, through there, through there. What we're going to need here is some cargo stations. Small ones we'll do. Yep. But so we could reduce the travel distance by doing something. Where's the road? The road's just there. We can reduce the travel distance by pushing that out the maximum distance. This one could be a little bit more tricky. Take you off there because I don't want to split that road. Factory connection. Go there, and want to make sure the road will go through there. Yep, it will. Whoops. So we've now got a whole load of road connections in there to be built and connected up. Oh, we haven't got. I forgot this one. Okay. Yeah, we know you can come through there. Okay, good. Oops, get rid of you. Accept the factory connection. Don't normally do this, but so we've now got this area planned for all our supplies. So fuel is going to be an issue. But we will be bringing fuel in here eventually. But what we may have to do is just kind of put together a small amount of fuel by importing it manually. So we're going to need a fuel tank in here. Okay. Right, we got a fuel connection there and there and there. So the logical place to put the fuel is because this doesn't need fuel, these two do. The logical place to put the fuel is probably somewhere around here. Actually, could we make it a little bit easier to deliver? Well, we're going to have to do it something like that, aren't we? Have to put one of these in first. Connect to you. No causing obstruction. That's no good. As they say, when a hill causes an obstruction, go underground. We can go like that. Now, how far can we get the... That will extend all the way up to about there. Okay. So what we could do is put the fuel tank. Can't build due to infrastructure. There's something. What's the infrastructure here then? Probably the. There's cables and wires in there, isn't there? Okay. We put it there. Will the pipeline, underground pipeline, connect to that? And of course I put the pipe. It's out saying that this guy's the wrong way around. That's going to be a problem because the want it that way round, which means that we're going to have to. That would be brilliant. If I could do something like that. I could, right, just get rid of that. Put you there. So this, we're only. Right, what I'm gonna have to do is compromise. We'll get rid of you and get this. You about there. Underground again. Underground pipe. And that one's too long, but that's not a problem, because what I could do is put one of these in. Or multiple ends. Where is it? Put you out there. You can connect up there, and you can connect to there. Now we got to get a gravel road out of here, which can connect to there. That's good. Now the reason I put in another connector there is that we could, if we wanted to, is push this out a little bit further from the perspective of delivering. So we can deliver fuel to so that will give us the connection to there. We can deliver fuel to here, which will then distribute the fuel to this area here. Now, moment we're building this. Wow, that pipeline's already built. Is that actually allocated? That just make double check. And it's there. It's just being built. So we'll soon have water to here, but we're also going to need to send water to the what we call it over here, our brick factory. Do you need water? Never remember which one of these. No, you don't need water. Well, that's pretty cool. That's a pump actually. He probably does need water. Yeah, he does need. What I'm gonna do is I want this not to be bothered with having to supply water to this area. So I have you there, and then up here. I think we're just going to need a medium pipe to run out from here to run you to there, run you to there. That means is that you will supply water to there. Now, obviously, we're going to have a sewage problem here. We can probably do that with the technical office, but we'll just leave that for the moment. And of course, then we're going to have a whole problem of putting all the power in, but that's something we can work on because we've got the 2 substations now. And what that does is it gives us an option to ship stuff around the map using shipping. And I mean, there's no point, considering there's a great big river down the center, it makes sense to actually get things done. So, well, it's pretty ambitious, but it will keep everybody occupied. I think we're just going to go and check very quickly the This is this still being built? Okay. Asphalt. Yeah, well, I've probably overloaded the system a little bit, but we might as well just keep everybody busy at the moment and getting things going here. So my guys are pushing out quite nicely here. The other idea I've had is to put a road up to there, but we could asphalt this road, but I think I want to catch up with all the work over there before we build this, because this is a little bit more long term. And what we're going to do is just come back up to here. And I mean, we are just feel that we need more workers, but the trouble is there's probably, oh no, there's no queue here. I mean, we got 3 construction offices that kind of sat. Okay, it looks like the road crew's got nothing to do. He's just rolling out that bit of road there. So what we can do is start to push out a road this way. I think we'll just keep everything kind of neatly running in parallel so I can see what's actually going on. Just get you started on this bit of road. Oh, it's already been picked up. That's good. And eventually we'll get rid of that bit of mud road there. We're starting to get our highway through the town. What are we doing over here? We've got a traffic jam. Where's the traffic jam? Up with you. That's this guy, isn't it? Okay, we got here. Got a bit of a standoff. Oh, you're the prison guy. Ah, yeah, I forgot about that. You're another prison guy. I think we'll just sell you. Yeah, a little bit of a fail there. That's because I deleted the prison. Because obviously they were running backwards and forwards, trying to deliver prisoners to the pitch plant here. But of course they weren't. They were just wasting gas because there was no prisoners. So in some ways that worked out quite well, actually. We got a small brick factory there. We have the full-size brick factory running. Eventually we'll get all this built in. I think, do I need sewage up here? I think I might put in a proper sewage system here. Yeah, you need sewage. You need sewage. Okay. I mean, technically, industry can get by without having proper sewage connect, but we got the resources, so let's just put a proper sewage system in. It's about as far as it would go, so I'll put you about there. But we've got a connection, needs to go to there. I put a switch in about there. And we oops. I want to switch there, do I? I'm looking at the wrong building. Okay, if we put the switch about here. Facing that way. Probably get away with medium pipes here. These are only factories. Comes the big one. Up the terrain. We can bring that down there. I mean, obviously we got a lot to connect in here. We've got a lot to build, but I think we'll be okay. This guy's a building the road back to front, aren't they? No, he's not. He's for some reason the trucks are queuing here, but the oh yeah, I suppose he is going that way, isn't he? Bit strange, but okay, we've got new vehicle type available. I think while we're up here, I just want to check something. Because we're now in 1957, so in theory we should now have access to electric trains. What we got here? Yeah, electric locomotives. Ouch. So we're going to need 437,000 for an electric locomotive. What are we going to need for cargo wagons? They're not too expensive, but we don't get a wide range. The other thing I want to look at is pavers. We still don't get a good paver. I think we got a couple more years to go before we get a good paver. We've actually got 6% unemployment. This road's being built, so looks like this one. Who's actually delivering here? All office. Who are you? For some reason this guy is detected. That's because he's delivering the concrete, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. So we'll just add you to the list of jobs to be built. I don't think there's much going on here in the way of building construction. It's mainly roads at the moment. So we can take advantage of that and build that up, get the prison going. We've still got this to be built. We've still got the conveyors. What's up with these conveyors then? Mechanical components. Yeah, this is what I was thinking about, is that we've got these because at the moment all I can do is haul mechanical components in from the border, which is expensive. In fact, I think at the moment my only source of mechanical components is right up over the top there. Got a new vehicle. What's that? Got Tatra. We've got a whole series of Tatra vehicles here. These are the Tatras 141s. I just want to see. That's snowplows. They're not very fast, are they? Certainly need to get the rail connection made and get that sorted out. Okay. See the difference the removing the orphanage notification is that you've only got notifications, 5 pages of notifications. Haha. We're probably going to need to get this guy trundling in here. How far up has he got now? So he's working on this area here. He's getting there. He's getting there. About the other guy. Oh, fire. Where is that? Oh, that should be okay. Let's just have a look at our town hall, seeing we're here. Average age 29. Wow. Average lifespan, what's that? Is that 80 or 60? I can hardly. Oh, 80. Average productivity 100%. We've got resources in this area. 26 tons of alcohol. This is a nice thing about here. We're not importing. Domestic consumption, average cost per workday. Industry. We've got a fair amount of crime going on in this place. Well, I've got just remembered. Let me just back up to here because I sent that water truck back to the sewage truck. Send you back to your location. Get you going. Right, this is. I'm aware that I'm running out of time on this video because I've got a little bit sucked into things that I shouldn't be thinking about. Let's see what we got food-wise here. Yeah, look at that. That food is coming in really nicely, and got the power supply is fluctuating, and we are still building these. And if we get these built, we get the alcohol going. So then I think we're going to suspend that. I think I'd rather start trying to turn the crops into food and alcohol, and we can export that. One, it will take less trucks, and two, it's going to give us a bit more of a long-term benefit. If we lose the food in this area, well, it's the way it goes. Check the crew. What are you doing at the moment? You're not working on any roads. That's a bit unfortunate. I think we're gonna just keep pushing. We don't need this at the moment. Kind of thinking. Let me just remove this road. And we're not using this anymore, are we? I think this is redundant, so get rid of you. There, remove you. Then we'll push you through to there. That should get picked up, and we'll just start asphalting the highway down to here. And then we'll work on other areas. Yeah, we definitely need to get this town kind of up and running and functioning. Now, just to finish off, I just want to talk a little bit about the connection. Now, the complement to the port that we've been planning down below is, and comes to the delivery of bricks and stuff like that, is that we're probably going to have a port here for the export of gravel, because I'm going to put some gravel production into here. Maybe we'll look at that in the next part. So we're going to probably have a port here, one so that we can do some exports of key materials. So we're going to have a port facility here. We probably may even have a container port here, but of course we've got to get across through all these trees to get things done. In fact, there's one area which I've forgotten all about so far, which is this. How are you guys doing up here? You've got this bit built here. Is this actually connected? I think no. I think somebody pointed that out a long time ago, and I thought I'd done it, but obviously not. Right. We've got this road connection here, this road connection here. What's this? I forgot what this is. This is the charcoal kilns. We need to get this functional, so we need to get you into there connected. What's this? This is the bitumen pitch extraction. Now, actually, what we'll do is we'll move that road there to there, and we're going to go straight all out asphalt for this one. That. I think we might as well go asphalt, because we're going to need the road speed on this. Whoops. Get rid of you. And I just had a thought. Oh look, we've got wood cutting post, pitch extraction, carpenter's workshop, and this here. Trying to think. Actually, I just had another thought. If I take that out, put a bus stop in about, yeah, where is it? Put a bus stop, want plenty of space, because we're going to be putting some footpaths in underneath here. So we'll put that, step that, and we got the wood shed there, which is going to produce wood. So we should better get to that and that. What we got to do is get out to here, and what we could do is put a footpath underneath here, these two buildings there, assuming that the one up here works. Okay. We've now got that in there, but we're going to need power. Back to the perennial problem of power. I think generally if you don't put power into these places, they won't burn down because they're seen as buildings that are not done, but that's just a hypothesis. We're back to heating, aren't we? Although we've got this heating plant, haven't we? Which is not under great demand at the moment. Let me just look at this. Now, what we could do is just to get going. We actually big heating part of this. I don't think this this game will take go underground. I don't think it will connect to there, but we can get a single. I think we can get a single heating. Go down. I think we can get a single heating plant off of this. So, my instinct is to put it. Where would we want to put it? I think maybe if we put it in about here, it's kind of going to dominate the area, but I think we're not really going to get much choice in this, are we? So if we put that in there and we're undergrounds, to there, and then we'll just hook you up there. This is definitely where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. For the next part, we'll carry on working on building our town up here, because I think it is time to move these people into decent accommodation. Plus, we need that ability to expand this area here, because we're already getting over 21s again, and I don't want to keep adding them down to this area here, because we don't really have the workforce for them, or the jobs for them, is probably the polite way of saying it, until we get more capacity up here. But there's no point having more capacity up here, because we're not, our iron is actually full at the moment. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.